y'all. In today's video, I'm down at Cruisin The Coast 2024, and if you follow along in the videos while we were down there that week, this is Vinny's 68 Camaro, the one I rode around in all week. Very cool car. I think you're all gonna like it. Let me get the camera turned around and we'll check it out real quick. Vinny?
How's it going, Scotty?
Good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome.
Good. Tell me a little bit about this hot rod you got.
Well, this hot rod I got, first of all, is all your fault.
My fault?
Absolutely.
You know, I tell people, you tell that story, but I don't know if that's true or not.
It's absolutely true. I was interested in the hot rods, didn't know much about them, came across your channel, started doing my research, finally got a chance to meet you, and I just followed the Scotty D template, and this is where I'm at today.
What'd you do to it?
So when I bought it, it was a great roller, but I did put a full chassis on it, changed the wheels. Transmission now is a 5-speed from Silver Sport Transmission, TKO 600. Didn't really do anything with the body or the paint. Engine-wise, I got the Holley Terminator X engine control system, Rotofab cold air intake system, and the exhaust is Black Widow Venom 250s, duals with an X-pipe. Also, I decided to change the headlights. I needed something a lot brighter, and I found this company, Bangin' Headlights, with these awesome halos and a demon eye that you can get in various colors. And of course, naturally, I went with green. I wanted to dress up the engine bay. I didn't want to go overboard. I wanted something classy, but also sporty. I found Anvil Auto and bought the carbon fiber inner fenders, which allowed me to put a wider tire in the front, the radiator fender braces, and the radiator gap panel, which dressed up the engine bay very nicely.
I like that. You know, I mean, with a classic car, you have to be careful about putting modern products on it. But I think that dressed this engine compartment up without, excuse me, without doing a bunch of panel work or, you know, expensive fabrication. You know, and it's just the inner fenders and what the radiator goes over the top.
Yeah, the radiator gap panel and the fender braces. So I purchased 3 products from them. In the future, I might have 1 more or 2 more products that I may change out that will bring the car together.
No, I think that's a cool touch.
I live in Louisiana, so it's hot. I had to put in air conditioning. So I went with the vintage air system, and that thing works amazing. And not only does the car go fast, but you have to stop fast. And I have 11-inch bare brakes all the way around. Right. Along with the engine, I went with the regular automotive pulley system. I have a McLeod Racing Street Pro clutch. And I'm sure I mentioned this earlier, but the Terminator X engine control display with the 7-inch dash and everything matted together, built by Pellegrini, works phenomenally.
So how long have you had the car?
About 4 years. And I had a shop, Pellegrini Performance Group, helped me put the dream that I had together with changing the chassis, putting the engine in it, transmission, and getting it to where it's at now.
So the paint and body was in the shape that it's in now when you bought it?
Well, I haven't painted the vehicle, but I did have a detail shop, Hypnotic Detail. They did an awesome job bringing the shine back to life for me with paint correction and ceramic coating, and the shine that I get compliments on is all due to those guys over there at Hypnotic.
Right on. And the interior, it was in this good a condition when you found it?
Yes, sir. I found a gem. I got lucky.
Where'd you find this car?
I found it on Facebook, to be honest. A gentleman in Seminary, Mississippi was selling it. And I went up there and looked at it, and I knew this was the one. This is the one I had to have.
Yeah. And there's kind of a story when you went up to get it, you weren't even sure the car would still be there.
Correct. They just had a massive tornado that went through Seminary, Mississippi. And as I'm driving down this backwoods road, all the trees are topped, trailers are balled up, and I was like, I do not know if this gentleman understands what just went through this area and whether or not his house, let alone the Camaro, would still be there.
Because the guy was out on the road. He wasn't in town.
Correct. For work, he traveled.
Right. And he had somebody else meeting you to show you the car.
Yes, they did.
And so tell him what happened once you got close and how it all worked out.
Oh, so of course I had it in GPS, and GPS is saying, you know, in half a mile turn left, and I'm seeing all this devastation. Finally it says, you know, in 50 feet turn left, and lo and behold, the tree line begins, and there was a gentleman's house, and the Camaro was sitting under a carport with 10 car covers on it, and it shined and it was clean, and I knew I had to have it.
No flooding, no damage to it, hardly at all?
No damage.
Tell me about them wheels.
So the wheels, when I first purchased this vehicle, it was the typical showroom, you know, rally wheel, grocery getter, open gears, and when I decided to change the chassis, I knew I needed to have wheels and stance. That's your typical Scottie D template.
That's where it starts, you're right, yeah.
So I ensured myself that I was going to get the wheels right. It took some time, but I found a company, Bosey Wheels, and I like to say thanks to Zach for working with me through the fitment and the whole process of getting those custom wheels made for my Camaro.
Man, that's a cool car. And like we talked, you know, I mean, thank you, because this week at Cruisin the Coast, you actually brought the car in, took a week of vacation, and we've been driving around in it all week. It's performed flawlessly. And, you know, as we were talking about it, because you were here last year, is, you know, this car's not going to, it was never meant to be a $1 million show car. And you're going to work your way through it. You know, you got paint and body and some things you want to fix past, you know, what you've already done. So I wanted to, I want to give people encouragement. Let them know that, you know, you don't have to go and do it all at one time. Because you were telling me what was important when you were looking for the car is that you could still drive it when you bought it. You didn't want to take it home and go to work and start having to spend money on it then.
Exactly.
And so then after whatever, a year or so, you put your money together, figured out what wheels you wanted, what chassis you wanted, and then started doing the work. And then you were without the car for what, a year and a half, a year?
It was about a year.
And no, I think it's a very cool car. Anybody you need to give a shout out to before we go?
Absolutely. First and foremost, my beautiful bride. She has the world's most difficult job, and that's putting up with me. I'd like to thank James Garfield, a real close friend of mine, master mechanic and races cars. He sat down with me and kind of went through the building process and gave me the template for where I'm at today. Nick and Kyle at Pellegrini Performance Group, who actually put this car together, fabrication, all the mechanical work. I've already mentioned Dipnotic Detail. Those are my guys over there, Brandon and Nick and the Dipnotic team. I appreciate what they've done for the paint and how beautiful this car shines. And last but not least, you, Scotty. I appreciate everything that you've done for the automotive industry, bringing these cars into our home, and I appreciate our friendship and how it's grown over the years.
No, I appreciate you, brother. And like I said, I told you when you looked at the car and you claimed that I had everything to do with it, I said, well, if you were a student of ScottieDTV, you studied and you took your homework seriously, because you've got the stance nailed, wheel choices nailed. I know you don't know the answer to this, but everybody's been asking the color of the car.
So it's green.
Right.
When I bought the car, the paint and the body, the interior, everything aesthetically is exactly how you see it, except for the enhancement of the ceramic coating and the paint correction and what have you. And it's far from a show car, but it looks good.
No, I agree with you, brother, and I've really enjoyed riding in it this week. Thanks for giving me some time today.
Well, I appreciate you, Scotty.
So there you go, from the 2024 Cruisin the Coast event, a very nice 1968 Chevrolet Camaro. Hope you all have enjoyed it. See ya! Hey y'all, make sure you subscribe to this channel and visit ScottieDTV.com for an easy way to search the hundreds of videos I have posted. Either click the link in the description or the one at the end of this video.